Right here, Jake. Don't accept. I know it sucks. You can't breathe. It's heavy, but don't accept. Wait, don't just fall down here. You have to stay up. I was constantly getting into trouble, you know? I would settle my conflict with violence all the time in school or on the streets, and for me it was not a good path. And I don't know, I think jiu-jitsu saved my life, to be honest. I've been training since I was 17, I'm 37 now, so 20 years of jiu-jitsu this year. I'm a jiu-jitsu black belt, first degree under the Mendes brothers. I'm a master no-gi world champion and master pan champion. I like to solve problems. I like to solve problems in my own way. I wasn't a person who would solve problems in the typical fashion. So for me to find a physical outlet where I could also be creative, I think was huge. For me, it was just kind of the interplay between sports and creativity and problem solving, and the fact that I was allowed basically and encouraged to just be violent, which was awesome because there's no other outlet in life that allowed me to be violent. So that was cool, and that's kind of how we got here, I guess. It literally started with, I put mats in the garage that weren't frames, we would tape them together, and it was me and one guy. It was me and Dustin. First 3 months of training here was pretty brutal. It was the summertime, I think, there were fires. But that kind of hardship, that first summer I was here, it was 100 degrees. We trained in the garage, 3 of us like animals. And then I went and I competed, and I won everything, you know? Nobody could score on me. All of 2020, nobody scored a point on me until the Master Worlds or 2021 or whatever it was. And I started to realize that you didn't necessarily have to be at a world-class room, that there were benefits of both instructing and also kind of leading a room and being the guy that everybody looks at to be the leader, you know? It started to become when you do that with people, you become so close with them that it's almost like a brotherhood or a brother and sisterhood. And for us, that was kind of the culture that I wanted here. And that was a culture that I had tastes of at other schools that I had been through in my history and my career, but never really was fleshed out to the extent that I want to do it at. Where I think you can, with the jiu-jitsu gym, because of the sport allows us to train so intensely without kind of injuring one another in a serious fashion or permanently. It allows for this extreme intensity where we can just destroy each other, just kill each other. Your fingers are bleeding, eyes are busted, but you just continue to train, and that is balanced out by a family atmosphere. But the people that are on the mat that are bleeding and sweating together are family. The ability to beat each other up and then still be man, what's up, dude? What's going on? How are you? How's your weekend? How's your wife? Exactly, all this stuff. And actually caring what they say. You gotta balance that. There has to be because if you don't go hard enough, then you're just LARPing. It's not real. If you're not fighting, it's not jiu-jitsu in my opinion. I need you guys to be quick, to tie your gis and get up and ready to go, because it's just, if you don't kind of honor the programming, then you're not doing anything. You're just talking, and what I'm planning isn't worth the damn anyway. So be quick. I know it's hot in here. I know you guys are tired, but be quick about the rest periods. So 30 seconds is just enough time to stand up, tie your gi, take a deep breath, settle your mind, and get ready for the next one. And that's by intention. So try to stick to that. We can chit chat afterwards, guys. Go ahead, get with your partner. We're gonna do 4 groups to start. Grab your partners, and then we're gonna go.
So my name's Hardison, I'm 31. So I started jiu-jitsu probably in 2010, 2011, about a year after high school. I'd always grown up playing sports between baseball, football, basketball. Just kind of looking for something to fill my time and kind of have a hobby. So did boxing, judo, jiu-jitsu, and jiu-jitsu is the one that's really stuck. I would say strength. I would say I maybe kind of have a lazy game, so basically open guard or from my back, and then definitely do getting on top from side control or mount. Weaknesses, I would say, are scrambles, maybe on the feet or some of those high intensity scrambles, just kind of running out of gas. Definitely against some of the black belts in the area, especially some of the stronger ones. I felt they definitely had the edge on strength, and I think it would have been closer had I been able to kind of match some of their strength.
I think weightlifting and strength training is tremendously important. That's sort of a polarizing issue in jiu-jitsu, maybe not so much anymore. I think the secret's out at this point. For a long time, the sales technique was was Royce Gracie in the UFC beating up bigger men, and the idea that you don't have to be strong or you don't have to use any power, or you can be the weakest one, or which is entirely true if your opponents are untrained. But we're preparing people for sport jiu-jitsu. And sport jiu-jitsu is no different than any other sport, right? And you'd be hard pressed, I think, to find a sport that doesn't use strength or wouldn't benefit from more strength, right?
I would say that's honestly one of the toughest things to deal with in jiu-jitsu is, no matter what belt someone is, if they're super strong, it's always something really difficult to deal with. They can just grab onto you and hold you, and it can be really hard to get away or, even pin them down when there's a big strength discrepancy.
Eric is my buddy. I like Eric a lot, and I'm really excited about what he's doing with the strength training program. I think it's gonna be great for him. Eric, he's on the cusp of being really, really good at jiu-jitsu, but he has to want it, and he's been doing jiu-jitsu for a long time. He's a tough guy to deal with. His guard retention is really good. He's got good grips. He's got like good natural like wood cutting strength. You know what I mean? Like he's a guy who is just strong, who would be strong probably anyway. But there's certain positions athletically where I just can beat him, because he just doesn't have the same core strength or the same leg strength or the same upper body strength or whatever it is. And obviously it's coupled with technique and experience, but there's definitely situations where he could be more competitive if he was physically stronger.
I would say I had worked out in the weight room before and not really had like a good plan, and I kind of felt like I wasn't progressing. I think strength training though, I could really gain better mobility of core strength and also just be better on the mats in general and have more confidence too in my body to be able to kind of pull off some of the different moves and hang with people that are bigger and stronger. To be able to dictate the fight and kind of not feel like I'm hanging on or trying to find them and be like, okay, I'm kind of controlling the pace and the power and kind of the back and forth.
Nice. Yeah. So you guys are not accepting. That's the main thing. I don't care if your technique is even good. Just putting up on top here. Let's go.
My name's Burgess. I'm 5'9", I'm about 160 pounds, and I'm 17 years old. Been competing for about 5 years and competed in lots of local tournaments, lots of bigger tournaments. I've won internationals, American nationals, all IBJJF tournaments.
Cash for sure, super tough blue belt. Been training a while, competes all the time. I would say Cash too looks like a super nice guy off the mat, but once he gets in there, he always kind of gets this look where like he just wants to grab on some body part and just wrench it. Gives everyone problems. Whoever I've seen Cash roll with, he'll give them problems, no matter what belt.
I do train in a garage with a bunch of adults, and I'd say Andrew's probably the one that not much I can do about that. Andrew can bench press 300 and some plus pounds. Eric can bench press me. There's a big difference there.
I think having that added strength can really be the difference between kind of forcing that sweep to go or just kind of being able to put more pressure on someone. I think just helps a ton.
Who's better, you or Eric?
He's a tough black belt, but I think I might got him in some areas but he's tough.
Just finished my first week at starting strength. It's been awesome so far. Our trainers are all super cool, super helpful. Hamstrings are definitely super sore, shoulders as well. Now time to go eat a bunch of food. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of food, but do love to eat, so looking forward to it. Yeah, this is gonna be an awesome adventure.
Yeah, so Eric's jiu-jitsu's actually changed quite a bit. The style maybe has not changed in what he does. Like he does the same sort of a game, but his strengths have been enhanced 100%. The ability for others, myself in particular, to pummel inside and get that control, it wasn't that hard. But over the past 8 months or so of training for him, his ability to stick that underhook and not let you pummel back inside has vastly improved. There's been a significant enhancement in his squeeze, in particular if he gets on top. and he gets into half guard or a smash pass, he's a lot heavier, his base is better. He just feels generally stronger, like in his core. His jiu-jitsu is really blown up, and I think that's without a doubt is the addition of strength training to what we do here.
He's gotten really strong, like not only grip-wise, he's always had strong grips, but like just being on top and top pressure and moving in, like not letting you get stuff on him is way more solid.
I would say the first time Cash and I rolled, like he probably got me 2 or 3 times. Felt like he could move me around a lot easier and felt like my base was kind of wobbly, didn't weigh as much. And then last night, like I felt like I was able to plant harder and I was harder to tip over. And I just felt like it was easier to kind of like grab and hold onto people, not let him kind of like work around me. And I definitely just felt way more stable and way stronger.
We were a lot closer in the beginning of strength-wise, and his grips are strong, but he just kind of started moving forward to a point where I couldn't keep up with it.
The beginning, didn't really know what to expect. Came in the gym, there's no dumbbells, no machines, nothing like that. So I was like, okay, I know it's gonna be barbells. Learning the technique was definitely eye-opening. Kind of made me realize too, I was like, how long have I been lifting with just bad technique or just not really know what I'm doing? And so even in the first day, just with the form corrections, it felt better automatically. 2 months in, the squats started getting heavy. And that's when the coaches kind of told me, like, every day is gonna feel heavy. It's not just gonna be, oh, this is kind of light for, reps 1 through 3, and then 4 and 5 feel a little heavy. They're like, no, it's gonna be heavy on every rep. And that was definitely kind of like a light bulb moment of, oh, this is gonna feel heavy, but once I got used to it and expected it, it definitely helped me kind of maintain like a good attitude and know like nothing's gonna be easy when I come in. Once I got to those heavy lifts, knowing like on rep 4 and 5, it's like, okay, this is gonna be all out. I'm gonna be pushing, like, it's kind of translated to jiu-jitsu too. Like even when I'm tired, it's like, I can probably push more and harder. And just knowing from the weight room of like going all out, taking that mindset also to jiu-jitsu has helped a ton, where I feel like I can push myself harder. I also feel like I haven't had as many like bumps and bruises where maybe I'll hurt my wrist or my ankle. Like I feel like as a structure, I'm stronger. I feel like it's more fun too now for me, since I am a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. Like I think it can help everyone. I think it's like simple to follow, and the coaches, they're here to help you with technique, programming, everything. Like there's not a lot of moving parts or like wacky exercises. So, you squat a lot and you get used to squatting, you deadlift, you bench. Like it's not one of those programs where you read and there's like 30 different exercises, and then you got to go figure out in the gym, like, am I doing it right? Or is the weight going up? Like just like injury prevention and, just kind of like putting armor on your body in a way of like your legs are getting stronger, your core is getting stronger. And I think it can definitely help everyone.